Right, everyone, this is the Moza R16 wheelbase. It's a potential Fanatec killer. It's a potential Logitech killer as well. It's a 16 Newton meter direct drive sim racing wheelbase, and I'm using it now for the first time, and I'm using it in Assetto Corsa at a track in a car that I've driven at in real life. So I've driven this exact race, although it wasn't quite this chaotic in real life. But I thought it'd be the best comparison. I want to give you my first impressions. My first impressions are that the steering is very heavy. So the only change I've made in the Moza pit house software really is to lower the force feedback 50%. So it's a 60 Newton meter wheelbase. To start off with, I put it a 50 force feedback effect in the Moza pit house settings. Just, oh my goodness me. Okay, the detail in the middle of the corner is very, very, very nice. So it's heavy. It's too heavy here at the moment, the force feedback. But the detail in the middle of the corner is super nice. By the way, I want to make it super clear that Moza have sent this review unit over to me for free. So I have not paid the retail price of this unit, which can affect you in different ways. It can affect you because you can try and justify it, or you don't have as much skin in the game. So interpret it how you will, but I want to make that super clear. So the steering's super heavy through the hairpins on the initial turn-in. This is too heavy, look. But the detail you get in the middle of the corner is so detailed and nice and very granular. It's more detailed than my Logitech. The Logitech tends to vibrate quite a lot mid-corner. You get a lot through the true force. And the Moza R5 and R9, because even when I run my Moza R9, oh dear, I'm going to go cross-country here. When I run my Moza R9 at the full 9 Newton meters, it's not as deep. That's a test for the force feedback, that shortcut. It's not as detailed as this mid-corner. So I wonder if it's something to do with some of the damper settings that's making that initial turning quite heavy. But the actual feedback I'm getting in cornering is super detailed and super, super, super nice and controllable. There's going to be some very fast corners coming up at the Circuit de Maspalomas, and I think they're going to be a really good test. You could see there, I could just feel the undulation through the wheel. Just try and use all of the circuit. So we're going to come on here onto this big straight, and there's going to be a very fast left-hander at the end of it. And what I'm anticipating is that it's going to be very difficult to turn it in because it feels heavy to turn in. But then I think we should get some really nice force feedback detail in the middle of the corner. Let's see. Let's have a look. So we're going to get on the brake. So brake, turn in. Oh yes, that is very nice mid-corner. Again, turn. That is super nice mid-corner. I would say mid-corner like that is actually going to make you faster because you can just feel a lot more than you can in, say, the R5 and the R9. And I feel like you get more relevant stuff. This is all very first My guy. Oh no, this could be a huge crash. Deary me, you got to remember these are serious wheelbases. Serious wheelbases. Like, you got to be careful. I'm a little bit surprised there's no kill switch on the front. I have to say, I thought when you would go up to 16 Newton meters, that'd be important. And this is also why I'm starting it at the 50% in the Moza pit house. So we will have a look at the pit house software. But I'm liking this mid-corner. Let's see if we can catch up with some of these cars. And we might have to weave around them. And I'll relay what's going on. I know what it's like to buy expensive sim racing equipment. I buy a lot of it. And you're going to watch all the reviews from... Well, this is what I would do. Maybe you won't. I watch all the reviews from everyone. I read all the stuff. I go on the forums. I go to Reddit. I search in Moza or Logitech or Thrustmaster, blah, 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 and see what issues people have had. So hopefully this video just helped you as another data point to understand what this wheel could be like for you. So we're going to catch up to the drivers here. This is where we went off, I believe, last lap. So it's very, very, very cresty, undulating. Are we going to feel that in the wheel? Yes. Super nice to be able to... I mean, that is... I remember doing this circuit on the Moza R9 in preparation for me driving in this race in real life. And I can just tell you there's just a lot more detail in the feedback. I don't know whether this is using any of Fanatec's, sorry, not Fanatec's, Moza's advanced sort of detailing that they talk about. Logitech have their True Force. Fanatec now have their Fat Force? Full Force? Something like that? Full Fat Force? So, you know, different ways of getting the signal out of the games rather than the very basic API integration that's been commonplace for so many years. I don't know if that's the reason why, but I'm getting just a lot of detail in a way that I like. So, for example, in some games, like in Forza, and we will try some Forza on this, we'll try some Assetto Corsa Competizione, we'll try some iRacing, but in Forza, for example, the wheel tends to go very light when you're on the straight. I don't like that. I like to have some resistance, because that reminds me of racing in real life. As we go side by side here, you can see, but I've got full confidence in what I can feel in the wheel here. I have to say, this race is going a lot better than it went when I was practicing. Maybe that's because I've now driven here. I don't know how many laps. Is that all the race done? Session over, but we'll keep going. Because this first race here is super... Oh, it's gone, it's gone, it's gone. Okay, we'll go to a different sim now. What we'll do is we will go into Assetto Corsa Competizione and see how it's going to be in a GT3. Let's do it. Right, everyone, here we are in ACC now, and you can see it's all picked up, it seems. So how is the force feedback going to be in ACC? Are we going to... It feels a little bit lighter on the turn-in a nice way. I felt like in Assetto Corsa, it was just... There was some initial resistance on the turn-in that was more than I'd expect. But that doesn't seem to be here in ACC. It's very smooth and progressive. So let's see what happens here at Silverstone. Don't stick a wheel up inside the cops. Again, I'm getting... Wow, I'm getting a lot of detail here. Don't know if you can see how much the wheel is moving around. This is a pretty good experience, I have to say. Like, you know, I'm not saying that this is all down to the wheel, but the combination of what we have here with the RTX 4090, the 4K 120 Hz display, the Moza R16, and this wheel here, the actual rim is super cheap, isn't it? It's about 100, I say super cheap, you know, relatively for sim racing. It's about 120, 130 pounds, this rim. And it doesn't feel out of place. It doesn't feel like, oh, there's something cheap on the end of it. I'm running Fanatec V3 pedals, by the way. I mean, it's really, to be honest, it's hard for me to knock this force feedback right now. Any space in the middle, lads?
Clear on the right. Clear on the right.
Into farm we go. It's really hard for me to knock this force feedback. It's very, very, very solid. It's very solid. I mean, it's pretty good. It feels more intense than my Logitech G Pro. It feels more detailed than the Fanatec CSL systems, the DD ones. And it's therefore, I think it's really a question of this, right? Gonna be honest with you viewers. When it comes to getting a direct drive wheelbase at this sort of price range, and if you want to get something that potentially you can use on the console as well, if you go for Logitech, you're probably going to be able to get it from a retailer or Logitech directly. You know, you're not worried about having to return it. They've probably got outlets where you live in your country, all that kind of stuff. So you get that benefit. What you don't get with Logitech at the moment on the direct drive is you don't get any fancy rims. You don't get a Formula rim or a GT rim. And it's a Logitech, which might not carry the same sort of brand weight. Oh my goodness me.
Clear on the right.
Have I turned off my radar here? So, but that was a very, very, very good experience. So pros and cons with Logitech. With Moza might not have the brand that Fanatec has. I don't know. I don't know whether Fanatec has a good brand or not anymore. So Moza, you know, you're not going to be able to buy it. In the UK at least, I don't think you can buy it from a retailer. That might be different in other countries. So you got to think about that. You got to think about warranty if you need to return it. Fanatec, if you order it, are you even going to get it? Fanatec have made equipment for quite a long time. They were real innovators in lowering the cost in the direct drive space. So you've got Fanatec, Moza, Logitech, different things. And Fanatec, you also have an ecosystem of Formula wheels and GT wheels and Sparco wheels now. And probably the biggest ecosystem of wheel rims is in the Fanatec one. But where's my... You get stuff like this in the Moza one as well. You don't get any of this in Logitech. So from my initial impressions in Assetto Corsa and Assetto Corsa Competizione, and we're going to do a lot more with the Moza R16 on this channel. And also let me know in the comments what you want, any questions you have with it, like Moza Pit House or any other games you want to see me use it on. Let me know. But this is my first impressions. I feel like it's going to come down to how you want to purchase it and your purchasing experience and the ecosystem. That's what it's going to come down to, because I can't really fault that direct drive. There might be other YouTubers who'll be able to put sensors on it and analyze some sort of thing, but to me, the experience in ACC felt very, very, very good completely off the bat. The experience in AT, I can see that the details there, I just need to adjust some settings so I'm not having to fight the initial turn and then under this really nice area of detail. So I hope that's helped you. Please subscribe if it has. There are links below. There'll all be affiliate links if you want to buy any sim racing product. It massively helps me out. And I will see you next time.